This is my review of Tyler Perry's Ruthless, Season 2, Episode number 18. So, after River got caught with his hand in the cookie jar, Daikon started to beat the crap out of him, and he grabbed Daikon below his belt, and he told him that he'll do anything to keep him from telling the highest. But Daikon didn't want to hear it. He didn't want to hear it. All he wanted to know was where he got the keys from. Then River told him that he got the keys from Yancey, which is technically the truth. He took River out beside the buses, and of course, at this point, they're smelling Yancey's body from the outside. Daikon forced him to get on the bus, and then he discovered that Yancey was dead, and he thinks that River did it. He asked River if he was trying to drive the highest crazy, and River swore that it wasn't him. So Daikon punched him in the stomach, and then he decided that the cooler would help him out a little bit. And this part of the scene kind of reminded me of when River had to save Daikon from going to the punishment trailer, remember? This is when the highest asked him if he was smashing Ruth, and River had to save him. River told him that he'd tell him everything, but Daikon said that he'll be ready to hear what he has to say whenever the highest calmed down and able to handle all the other ish that's going down on the compound. Because if we think about it, he doesn't know that Elder Mother is dead. He doesn't know that Oliver is in the punishment trailer. He doesn't know about Yancey, nor does he know about River. And neither of them know about Lilo yet. So it's a whole lot going on right now. And Daikon got so many people in the punishment trailers, he ain't gonna have nobody left on the compound pretty soon. Daikon left River there in the cooler, and then he ran into Elder Mother Marva. He caught her trying to bring food to Elder Mother Agnes and warned her to go back to her trailer, or he threatened to tell the highest. They swapped words, going back and forth, and reminded each other of how much they can't stand each other, and Elder Mother couldn't let the night pass without belting out her little baby tiger growl. This gets me every time, but Daikon won that battle. They agreed to tell on each other in the morning, and then she went back to her trailer. Then Andrew popped on the scene, just magically appeared out of the thin air. He reported back and told Daikon that he removed footage from 2 cameras and the job had been taken care of. Daikon told him about the deserters who left, and Andrew discovered that Tally was one of them. Daikon said, "Let me grab my jacket and then we can go and report all of this to the highest." Then Andrew asked him, "Man, why do you keep wearing that hot Michael Jackson jacket?" Daikon told him that the highest gave him the jacket and that he just likes to see him in it. Don't Daikon look like Michael Jackson when he put that jacket on sometimes? Remember that look that Michael had right before the Thriller album? That's what Daikon looks like. Andrew told the highest that he confiscated the footage, and he said that Dirty Melinda was nowhere on it. The highest said that he can rest now, but he'll rest better if he knew that the government would not come after them. Daikon told him that all of the deserters were caught except for one. Then he told Andrew to excuse himself. He told Daikon that anything that betrays the Raku cannot return. He told him to make sure that Tally was destroyed. He said that now, since they can trust Andrew, it's time that he got his hands dirty for the Raku. So Daikon then went back outside to talk to Andrew, and Clark ran up out of breath, and he told him that Sister Tally hit him over the head and took off on the 4-wheeler, but she then ran into a tree about 45 minutes ago, and then she ran north. See, why did the highest even ask them if they wanted to leave? You're gonna get some truth, so if they wanted to leave, you allow them to leave. Why are you chasing them now? Daikon said that he had to stay at the compound, so he sent Andrew, Clark, and the boy to find Tally. How many boys do they have? Because they're calling everybody boy now. I mean, it's confusing. It's now the next morning, and Ruth is getting Melinda up to do her chores, and Melinda said she doesn't want to really do anything today. She just wants to lay around the trailer and get ready to go home. She didn't say all that, but she did tell Ruth that she wants to leave. She thinks that if she just talks to the highest and explains that she wants to leave, that's good enough. Melinda is delusional, okay? Period. Ruth is trying to warn her, and hopefully she'll listen this time. In the next scene, we see Ruth handling the clothes when Joan walked up and told her that River got caught trying to sneak into the safe and said that Daikon put him in the cooler. Now, how does she know all of this? How does she know that it was Daikon who caught him and then he was in the trailer? Post your comment below to let me know how Joan knew all of this. Ruth told her that she suggests that she go and do some chores and to smile while doing them. In the meantime, Andrew is in Daikon's trailer telling him that they didn't have any luck finding Sister Tally and that they needed to get bloodhounds to track her down. Andrew, Really? I'm wondering about Andrew. He done straight converted. He's full-blown, 100% hands down a Rakadushian. Daikon told him to go and get some rest, and he said that he wanted to stop by the kitchen to eat first. So Elder Mother found out that Daikon may have gone to see the highest before she does. So she left Ruth in the kitchen with Andrew, and you know he's got like 1,000,001 questions about where Tally went to. Ruth told him that she doesn't know where Tally went to, but she did want to know where he had been to all this time. He told her that he was on an assignment and that he had to prove his loyalty to the highest. He wanted Ruth to tell him where Tally was so that he can help her. And I'm with Ruth on this one because we can't trust Andrew anymore. His loyalty is definitely to the Raku, but on the other hand, he's telling us that he loves Tally. And we can't forget that Andrew left her standing in the garden, remember, and totally ignored her feelings, the baby and everything, because she let Yancey run all up in it. His words. Y'all remember that, right? Andrew then had to remind Ruth of the look in his eyes at the coronation to let her know that he can be trusted. She told him that Daikon killed everyone that escaped, and she thought that Tally was in that bunch. But Andrew told her that she wasn't with them because the highest had him looking for her. He told Ruth that he had people around that could help Tally and his unborn child. And again, Tally's tummy is as flat as a pancake. Ruth admitted to him that she also wanted to leave. He told her that he already knew that and that he would do the best that he could. So now this escape plan is already gaining feet, right? Because Andrew can be trusted. He can go and come as he pleases. You know, well, not as he pleases, but he's got the keys to the truck. All he has to do is tell Ruth when to make the move, and then they bounce. But they also have to consider the kids, which adds yet another layer to the plan. So this should be very interesting. Then she told him to eat that little struggle breakfast plate that she made for him. Just look at it. Those dried up grits and them little eggs, girl, I wouldn't feed that to anybody. But she told him to eat it all up because Elder Mother will notice that the food's not missing. Daikon stopped by the highest trailer, but not without running into Elder Mother. They're standing outside of the trailer arguing yet again, bickering like 6-year-olds. Then the highest came out to calm them down, and Elder Mother was excused, and Daikon let him know that Sister Tally was still wandering in the woods and couldn't be found. He told Daikon to take Tavia into the woods so that Sister Tally would see her and then she would come out of hiding. He said that if it doesn't work, then to help Tavia to go and see the Raku. Now, what was all that mumbo jumbo about protecting the children and helping them to feel safe? The highest is full of it. He's full of it. And if they help Tavia to go and see the Raku, I'm going to have a huge problem with that. Huge problem. Ruth noticed Daikon going to the children's trailer and sent Andrew to see what was going on. Daikon told him that the highest wants to see Tavia, and Andrew offered to take her, but Daikon told him no, that he'd do it. He told him to get some rest and to meet him in about an hour because they have an assignment. Andrew told Ruth that he was going to try to see why he took Tavia from the trailer, and Ruth figured out that they're going to use Tavia as bait to lure Tally from the woods. She told Andrew that she needed him to get 10 pounds of salt. Why? We don't know yet, but I'm sure it's for something fabulous and unforgettable, right? I mean, what would you need 10 pounds of salt for? Daikon took little Tavia in to see the highest. He told her that she was going on a little adventure with Uncle Daikon and that she needed to wait on the porch. Ruth saw Tavia standing on the porch and then went up and grabbed her, and Daikon told her to leave her alone. And then he ordered Ruth to go back to her trailer. The highest came out and he wanted to know what Ruth was doing. Ruth told him that she thought Tavia was lost. Then he asked Ruth if she was with child, and she said that she believes that she is. I don't even have any commentary for that statement whatsoever. Flat as a pancake. She wanted to know if she could see Callie, and he said that she's fine and in the hands of the Rakumas. He told Ruth that the children are their armor because the government doesn't want to see dead children on the newscast. Shortly after this, the highest saw Joan frolicking through the compound. Guess she finished cooking the books, and he called her over to ask if Lilo ever came back, and she told him no. The highest then called Clark over, and he wanted him to take a Swiss Army knife to open the trunk of Lilo's car. He opened the trunk and boom, there it is. End scene. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. If you're a Ruthless fan, sub to this channel because I do videos like this all the time. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Ruthless TV, and I'll see you on the next one.